Should we see all of it?
We should see all of it, but I don't think we need Sue Gray to tell us what is absolutely clear to the British people, which is that the Prime Minister has lied and lied and lied again. He's taken us all for fools, treated the British people with complete contempt, and we have this ridiculous spectacle of the Foreign Secretary and a whole litany of senior ministers paraded out every day to come up with ever more ridiculous excuses for what we all knew happened.
Labour's deputy leadership race heats up. Phillipson's power play. Right. Before we dive into today's political drama, if you're not already subscribed to UK Connors, what exactly are you waiting for? We're your front row seat to the Westminster Theatre, so hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Now then, while Keir Starmer's been busy playing Prime Minister and trying to convince the nation that Labour's got its act together, there's been some rather interesting manoeuvring happening behind the scenes. And today, we've got ourselves a proper story that's going to shake up the Labour Party hierarchy in ways that might just surprise you. The GMB union has just thrown their considerable weight behind Bridget Phillipson for Deputy Labour leader. And if you think this is just another routine union endorsement, you're about to discover why you're spectacularly wrong. This move isn't just significant, it's potentially game-changing, and here's why every political observer worth their salt should be paying attention right now. Let's start with the woman herself. Shall we? Bridget Phillipson isn't exactly a household name yet, but that's precisely what makes this endorsement so bloody fascinating. The current Education Secretary has been quietly building her power base, and this GMB backing represents something far more sophisticated than your typical union politics. She's been a GMB member for 20 years, which in political terms is practically a lifetime of loyalty in an era where politicians hop between allegiances faster than you can say electoral convenience. But here's where it gets properly interesting. Gary Smith, the GMB General Secretary, didn't just offer polite endorsement. His statement was loaded with a kind of strategic positioning that would make Machiavelli proud. When he mentions that GMB represents more than 100,000 school support staff, he's not just throwing around numbers for the sake of it. He's making it crystal clear that Phillipson has a ready-made constituency that spans every constituency in Britain. Every school, every local authority, every corner of the education system where GMB members work their daily grind. Now, let's talk about timing, because in politics, timing isn't just everything, it's the only thing that matters. This endorsement comes at a moment when Labour's deputy leadership position is more crucial than it's been in years. With the party in government and Starmer navigating the treacherous waters of actually delivering on campaign promises, the deputy role isn't just ceremonial anymore. It's about who gets to be the voice of the party when Starmer's busy being Prime Minister, and more importantly, who gets to shape Labour's narrative for the next election cycle. The GMB support isn't just about education policy, though that's certainly part of the calculation. Labour's pledge to reinstate the school support staff negotiating body might sound like bureaucratic jargon to most people, but it represents something much more significant. It's about power, who has it, who doesn't, and who's going to get it back. These support staff have been undervalued for years, treated as afterthoughts in education budgets, while teachers and administrators get the lion's share of attention. Phillipson's commitment to changing that dynamic isn't just good policy, it's smart politics. But let's dig deeper into what this endorsement actually means for the Labour Party's internal dynamics. The GMB isn't just any union. They're one of the big three, alongside Unite and Unison, and their endorsements carry serious weight in Labour leadership contests. When they back someone, they are not just offering moral support. They are bringing money, members, and most importantly, organizational muscle to the table. For Phillipson, this endorsement transforms her from an outside contender into a serious player overnight. What's particularly clever about Phillipson's positioning is how she's framing this campaign. Listen to her response to the GMB endorsement. She's not just thanking them and moving on. She's talking about being a deputy leader for every part of our country at Cabinet, uniting the party, telling Labour's story. This isn't accidental language. She's positioning herself as a unity candidate, the one who can bridge the various factions within Labour while also being the public face of the party's message. And here's where the political chess game gets really interesting. By securing GMB backing early, Phillipson is sending a clear signal to other potential candidates and their supporters. She's serious, she's organized, and she's already building the kind of broad coalition that wins leadership contests. It's a move that's designed to create momentum. And in politics, momentum has a way of becoming self-fulfilling. The education angle is particularly shrewd because it touches on one of Labour's traditional strengths while also appealing to practical concerns that affect millions of families. Every parent in Britain has a stake in education policy, and Phillipson's track record as Education Secretary gives her credibility that goes beyond typical political positioning. She's not just promising change, she's already delivering it. And that's a powerful narrative in a political climate where voters are increasingly skeptical of grand promises without practical results. But let's not kid ourselves about what this is really about. This deputy leadership contest, whenever it officially kicks off, is going to be a proxy battle for the soul of the Labour Party. It's about whether Labour continues down Starmer's centrist path or whether there's appetite for something different. Phillipson's GMB endorsement suggests she's betting on continuity rather than revolution, positioning herself as Starmer's natural ally rather than his potential rival. The union backing also gives Phillipson something that money can't buy: authenticity. In an era where politicians are constantly accused of being out of touch with working people, having the support of a union that represents the people who keep Britain's schools running day after day is political gold. It's not just about the endorsement itself. It's about what that endorsement says about her values and priorities. What's fascinating is how this endorsement positions Phillipson against other potential candidates. While we don't know yet who else might throw their hat in the ring, the GMB backing gives her a significant head start in the kind of grassroots organizing that wins internal party contests. Union members vote, they volunteer, and they talk to their friends and neighbors about politics. That kind of ground-level support is worth its weight in gold when it comes to building the kind of campaign that can sustain itself through what's likely to be a competitive race. The timing also suggests that Phillipson and her team have been planning this move for months, possibly years. You don't secure a major union endorsement overnight, and the fact that she's been a GMB member for 2 decades indicates serious long-term relationship building. This isn't opportunistic politics, it's strategic positioning of the highest order. Looking at the broader implications, this endorsement could reshape how other potential candidates approach their own campaigns. If Phillipson has locked up GMB, other contenders will need to either secure rival union backing or find alternative paths to building credible campaigns. That changes the entire dynamic of the race before it's even officially begun. The education focus also gives Phillipson a platform to talk about issues that matter to ordinary families in ways that transcend traditional political boundaries. School support staff aren't just Labour voters. They are parents, grandparents, and community members whose work touches every family in Britain. By championing their cause, Phillipson is positioning herself not just as a Labour politician, but as someone who understands and values the work that keeps society functioning. This GMB endorsement represents more than just union politics. It's a statement about what kind of Labour Party we're going to see in the years ahead. Phillipson's success in securing this backing suggests she understands something fundamental about modern politics. Authenticity and genuine connections with working people matter more than clever messaging or social media strategies. The fact that Gary Smith specifically mentioned Labour's pledge to reinstate the school support staff negotiating body shows that this endorsement is rooted in concrete policy commitments rather than vague promises. That's significant because it suggests Phillipson's campaign will be built on deliverable policies rather than aspirational rhetoric. As this deputy leadership race unfolds, Phillipson's early success in securing GMB backing positions her as a candidate to beat. She's demonstrated organizational capability, policy credibility, and the kind of authentic connection to working people that Labour desperately needs to maintain its electoral coalition. Whether that's enough to secure victory remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, this endorsement has transformed the entire landscape of the contest before it's even officially begun. The next few weeks will reveal whether other potential candidates can match Phillipson's early organizational success. But for now, she set the standard that everyone else will have to measure themselves against. So there you have it. What looks like a simple union endorsement is actually a masterclass in political positioning that could determine Labour's future direction for years to come. This is exactly the kind of behind-the-scenes maneuvering that shapes British politics. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve on stories like this, make sure you're subscribed to UK Connors because we'll be tracking every twist and turn of this fascinating political drama as it unfolds.